of Quotes, Quibble and Question, your weekly leadership development fix from me, Matt the Coaching Guy. This week we're going to focus on holding your nerve in leadership. Leadership isn't easy at the best of times. In moments of volatility, uncertainty and rapid change, the real test of leadership shows up. It's not about who can act the fastest, speak the loudest or play it the safest. It's about who can hold their nerve, who can stay steady, thoughtful and principled when everything around you feels unsteady. The higher up in the organisation you are, the greater the ripple effect of your leadership is felt. In today's climate where economics are unstable, technology is rewriting the rules of business and geopolitics hovers over the edge of conflict, leaders are being tested more than ever. Many are flip-flopping, avoiding hard calls or allowing stress to leak into their behaviour. But the leaders who can shape the future are those who can pause, think and design the right strategy rather than simply reacting. So your quotes for this week are: courage is not in the absence of fear, but rather the assessment of something else that is more important than fear. Franklin D. Roosevelt. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. Sun Tzu. Life is 10% of what happens to us and 90% of how we react to it. And that's Charles R. Swindoll. A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. Franklin D. Roosevelt. And your quibble for this week. Leaders today are carrying a heavy load. It's not just the headlines, the economic instability, the disruption raised by AI and the threat of war and uncertainty in the workplace. It's the emotional toll that these forces create. Many leaders are feeling anxious about making the wrong move, overwhelmed from the sheer volume of change happening at once, pressure to show strength even when they don't feel it, and fear of losing credibility if the strategy doesn't work. And here's how often it plays out in being visible to the teams. Flip-flopping on decisions, one direction on a Monday, a reversal on a Thursday, short-term firefighting instead of sticking to the long-term strategy, irritability and poor behaviour as stress leaks into interactions, over-communication of urgency but under-communication of clarity, silence, leaders retreating instead of addressing the tension directly. And the problem, teams all see this. When a business hesitates, flip-flops, or lets their frustration show, trust begins to unravel, confidence erodes, motivation drops, strategy collapses under the weight of uncertainty. But here's the key. Holding your nerve doesn't mean pretending everything's fine. It doesn't mean ignoring the risks. It means acknowledging the storm and then navigating with discipline, steadiness and clarity. It's not about stopping the waves, it's about learning how to surf. Your people don't need you to be perfect, but they do need you to be present, consistent and anchored. So here's some advice from me. If you want to hold your nerve in uncertain times, try these steps. Pause before reacting. Slow down your decision making just enough to ensure it's deliberate, not knee-jerk. Anchor to values. When everything is unstable, your values become your compass. Use them to guide tough calls. Communicate with calm clarity. Even if you don't have all the answers, share what you do know with confidence. Balance optimism with realism. Acknowledge the challenge whilst reminding your team that they have the capability to rise to it. And surround yourself with challengers. Invite perspectives to test the thinking. Don't just lean on voices that agree with you. So the question for this week is, what would it look like to hold your nerve whilst others around you lose theirs? So thanks for listening to the newsletter this week. If you've got any subjects that you'd like to hear more about, then drop me an email at matt@thecoachingguy.co.uk. And if you're thinking about coaching and want to consider the chemistry with a coach and understand how they might be able to help you, then drop me a DM on LinkedIn and let's start the conversation. Thanks very much and have a great week. Bye for now.